International Women's Day event. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. As I acknowledge that everybody can hear me now. And we are very excited about this International Women's Day and the theme for the event in itself, as it's at the center of our activities at Creath, and there's no better time to discuss this very interesting topic about inclusion of women in the digital space. So the theme for the event is some insight on navigating a career in Web3. Thank you.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes, okay. I can hear you.
I think everyone. Perfect. All right, so hi everyone. First of all, happy International Women's Day to all of you. I'm really excited to be here and to get to share my experience to all of you. Like she already said, I'm a project manager at Web3 companies, so 2 in total, Broken Egg and Metaverse. And just a little bit about my background and how I ended up in this whole space. So I'm originally from Germany, and I moved to the Netherlands for my studies. I studied industrial design engineering, but was really focused on the design part. I did a lot of internships in different areas of design. So I did like graphic design, motion design, industrial design, kind of tried out everything. And after my studies, I worked as a stage designer. So I got to design stages for big music festivals in the Netherlands and Germany, and had the chance to work for Tomorrowland and Extrema, which are kind of at the moment the biggest music festivals in Europe. But even though I really enjoyed the job and it taught me a lot, especially when it comes to 3D modeling, designing, and event management, the design part didn't fulfill me completely. I felt like I really wanted to be more involved in strategy and make big decisions and have a management position. And in the meantime, I kind of started investing in cryptocurrency. So it was really just a personal interest in the beginning. Probably a lot of you, I don't know how many of you invested in cryptocurrencies, but I lost a lot of money and also won a lot of money. It was a learning experience, I would say, a lot of trial and error. And that's eventually what then got me also into NFTs when the whole hype of NFTs started to evolve. With NFTs, it's the same thing. It was a lot of rug pulls. I mean, unfortunately, the Web3 space is full of scammers and people who don't have the best intentions. But looking back at it, it still brought me a lot, because really what's the most important is the communities. And even though the project maybe was a rug pull, I still met a lot of great people in the Discord communities and had a lot of opportunities to network. And I think especially when it comes to your career, networking is really the most important thing. So when I started on Discord talking to people and telling them that I work as a designer, many people ask me, but so can you also design spaces in the metaverse? And essentially, it's pretty much the same. If you know how to design in a normal 3D modeling tool, you can also do it in the metaverse. So I kind of started digging into that, figuring out how it works, because at that time, there weren't many builders on the metaverse yet. Also because technology-wise, there was just not that much possible to build yet. Like what I see here nowadays, with the spatial, what's possible, that's really amazing, but back then that didn't really exist yet. I started designing metaverse spaces for other people and for projects, and that's essentially also what brought me to Broken Egg. And so at Broken Egg, kind of what we do as a company is Broken Egg is really a consulting and advising and service company in Web3. We really try to help our clients to understand Web3, because a lot of people have heard about it, but don't really know what it is, what you can do with it. A lot of people are also a little bit intimidated by the word. So what we usually do is we really try to educate people, to hold a workshop, explain what is crypto, what is blockchain, what is the metaverse, and all of that. And then together with our clients, we really try to see what is the best possible solution for their company, for their business. How can they use it as a marketing tool, or how can they kind of explore the different options they have. And Metaseum initially started as a project of Broken Egg and is now its own company. So that's why I'm working for both spaces. Metaseum is the metaverse of culture. So what we're building is, imagine a digital world where you can walk around and you have all the museums, galleries, or any cultural space in one spot. And you can visit a museum in Brazil while visiting one in France afterwards, and you really have like endless possibilities while also interacting with other people, and also kind of being more interactive with the art. So being able to dive into the painting, to talk to the painter who was like revived with AI. And so we're really trying to make culture accessible and open for everyone to access, no matter if you, for example, don't have the financial means to travel from Brazil to France for a museum, then that shouldn't limit you from the access to culture. So we really want to make it open for everyone. And what I do essentially is I'm the one who's talking to the clients, kind of seeing what they want to achieve and then make it happen together with my team. So because of my background in design, I really know how long it takes, for example, to 3D model an NFT or to create a space. And so therefore I can kind of plan accordingly and also help out if anybody in my team needs something. But yeah, so that's a little bit about me. I think for us, like what's really now interesting, of course, for the event is like how I experienced it as a woman in the space. What I must say, like about Web3, what I really like is that Web3 is completely new or relatively new. So there's not much that has happened before where people can tell you how to do it, because nobody is really an expert. Everybody is just figuring it out, kind of, and so no one can really tell you what's the right thing. And if I look at other industries where there's
Day.
Thank
Um,
you.
thank you so much. Thank you. It's such a huge honor to be here. Thank you to everyone, and thank you to the Creath team for inviting me on board to speak to women in tech. Hopefully, the next 10 to 15 minutes will be very insightful and educative for you. Um, as she has rightly introduced me, my name is Gloria Olufeko. I am an international events compere. I anchor events, so weddings, birthday, conferences, seminars, book launches, online events, offline events, physical events, hybrid events. I'm your go-to person. So I compare events, so I host events, red carpets. I do red carpets, okay. Um, I'm also a voiceover artist, so I bring the your brand to life. Okay, I help communicate your brand values through my voiceover work, which also means I use tech, right? Because I use gadgets and all of that. I am also a diction coach, so I teach people how to communicate effectively on various social media platforms, and I've been able to work with businesses, brands, and all of that. I'm also a radio broadcaster. I used to work for a radio station, a tech-inclined radio station, Africa Technology Radio. So we used to have conversations on tech-related issues. Okay, so ranging from how technology affects your life, how it affects your relationship, how technology affects you as a woman. So all of that conversation is what I used to do when I was still at the technology radio. I mean, for me as a woman in technology, it has been an amazing ride, and I was asked to come speak to you on how you can grow your career as a woman in tech. So I might not be able to talk about all of the Web3, all of the Metaverse and all of that phenomenon, okay? But when it comes to how you can grow yourself, not just as a woman in tech, but also as a woman, as a human being, is what I'm going to be sharing with you today. And I have just 4 points to share with you. Four major points that I would want everybody that is listening to me to take away from here. I mean, we're going to be having more conversation. Alina has already spoken to us, and we're going to be having other speakers speak to us about women in Web3, but I will be speaking on how you can grow your career as a woman in technology. So welcome everybody once again, and thank you for being here. So let's move on. I'm going to let you know that women are multifaceted people. Okay, as a woman, women handle so many tasks and aspects of their lives. All right. So when it comes to a woman, she's a sister, she's a mom, she's a friend, she's a CEO, she's a boss, she's a girlfriend, she is a mentor, she's a coach. Women are multifaceted human beings. That's how special we are. Apologies to men that are on this space right now. Sorry about that, but then again, no sorry, because today is International Women's Day, and this is really about us. So women are multifaceted people. We are strong, we're powerful, and many a times, because we handle so many tasks in our lives, we usually find it very difficult to balance. We find it very difficult to strike a balance between our life, our work, our relationships. And so you see that one part of our lives grows and the other part just like it doesn't experience any growth. So it's very important for you as a woman in tech and as a woman generally to experience growth in every area of your life. I mean, one area of your life should not suffer for the other. As you are a designer, you are a cryptocurrency expert, you are into web design, you're into software engineering, you're into cybersecurity, whatever it is you do as a tech inclined woman, you should find a balance for yourself across your phases of your life. So number one point on how to grow your life and career as a woman. Number one, if you're looking to find growth in your life as a woman, you must be willing to speak to your superior about it. Now, one thing that many people find difficult to do is, especially tech ladies, is they would rather want to rise up through the ladder of success than to talk their way into it. So you find out that a tech woman has been on a position for 3 to 5 years and it's looking like she's not getting any commendation, she's not getting any raise, any remuneration, and you're wondering what's happening. Why is the male folk getting all of the recognition? You must be willing as a tech woman to talk your way to success. All right. So be willing to talk to your boss about it. You must be willing to speak to your boss. You must be willing to discuss your career growth with your boss. All right. So I really want this to be very, very interactive. So if you can chat in the chat box, I want somebody to type number 1 point there. Anybody here? All right. Whenever I have events, either I'm a speaker or I'm the host, I really love my people to be very, very interactive. So I think the chat box is there for us to chat. So please, somebody help me with number 1 point in the chat box if you can hear me. I said it that you must be... Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Gloria, sorry to interrupt you. Please, can you move to the stage so that everybody can see you? Thank you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can just move forward. Yes, there. No, you can just turn.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me try turning. Because I've been trying to get my avatar to turn all afternoon, but she just refuses to turn. If you can help my avatar turn, please help me. I don't know why she's showing me her back. I don't understand it. But if you can kindly help me.
Oh.
If you can help my avatar turn, I'll really be grateful, because it's seeming not to respond.
Okay. It's just you that can just try to tilt the button this control a little to the left. I think you should be able to turn that way.
Okay. I really apologize, everyone. I'm just getting the hang of
Gloria, are you using the laptop?
Please, I'm so sorry. Please be patient with me.
Gloria, can you hear me?
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, I'm seeming to have issues turning, right?
If you want to rotate, use the... Can you hear me, Gloria?
Are you on your computer?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you looking at your body in third person, or are you in first person looking? I think you're in third person, right? You're looking at the back of your avatar? Or are you in first person?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm looking at the back of my avatar.
Okay. So catch up with your avatar and try and you'll see the way you're looking. So use your Zoom to just catch up with your avatar. Do you know how to do that? So hold down your right mouse button and use your Zoom, and it'll catch up with your avatar.
Okay.
Hold your left mouse button down and just use your Zoom, and you'll catch up with your avatar. And then it's a lot easier to tell where you're looking. And once you've placed yourself, you can go out. But yeah, hold your right mouse button down and use your scroll button on your mouse.
Oh, okay. I do not have a mouse here. I'm using the laptop mouse.
Okay, that so try moving forward. Just try moving because you're staying stationary. So just try moving forward and we'll help you. But yeah, so you're going behind the screen. You're behind the screen right now. So just run beside the screen. Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Just run behind the screen. Run to the edge. Either edge. You're in the middle of it right now. So just run to either edge. Yeah, there you go. You're almost there. Okay, almost a few more steps. Now, okay, now come to your right. A little bit more. Okay, you're looking to one side of the stage. Okay, stop. Every time you stop, you look to the edge. But you know what?
I don't know why.
Yeah, we're fine with that. Just if you just stay on the stage so at least people can see you, we're good with that. Right, everybody?
Okay.
We can be good with that, right? Okay.
I'm really sorry. My avatar is refusing to look at you. I think my avatar is shy, so please forgive me.
Sorry about that.
I'm really sorry, but you can hear me and you can see my avatar. That's what.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being so understanding that my avatar is shy. All right, let's go ahead. So the first point I shared was you must be willing to speak with your boss and discuss your career growth with your boss. It's very important for you to know that as a woman in tech, you must be willing to share your journey with your boss. And God help you, you have a very amazing boss who is willing to hear from you, who is willing to learn, who is willing to be a part of your growth process. So it's very important for you as a woman in tech to be willing to speak your way to your growth when it comes to your career path. All right, number 2, you must be willing to invest in yourself. Now, I'm going to be sharing a little story with you from when I was working as a radio broadcaster for the tech radio. And as I said at the beginning, the tech radio was more like, it was a technology company that owned a technology radio. So you see now, I drove conversations that had to do with technology. Has it affected our lives? So one thing that I can say for sure is by the time I was leaving, I was way better than I came. That's because I invested in myself. I literally did not know jack about tech. I didn't know what NFTs were. I didn't know what tokens were. I didn't know what crypto was. I didn't know what Bitcoin was, what mining was, what the Metaverse was. I had no idea whatsoever. What I did was I invested in myself. I made YouTube my friend, all right, and I began learning. I began reading. I began attending trainings, watching people, listening to people, attending summits like this. Okay, and I began to grow. It became a walk in the park for me. So you must be ready to invest in yourself. Read books that help you improve. Go for training. Listen to women doing phenomenal things in the technology industry. All right. No woman is an island of knowledge. So you must be willing to invest in yourself so that when you're celebrating your journey as a tech woman, say 5 years from now, you will have a lot to say that you are definitely better than when you came in. So if you say that you do not have anything to offer, if you do not have anything to give the world, but have something to give yourself. So invest in yourself and do whatever it is that you must do to see that you grow yourself as a human being, because you cannot give what you do not have. That's one thing I want everybody to take away from this conference tonight, that as a woman in technology, invest in yourself. I'd also, and that leads me to my third point of building your network. You know that they always say that in the next century, your network is your net worth. In the next century, relationships will be the new currency, and not money, not even Bitcoin, not even crypto, okay, not even Ethereum, not all of that phenomenon, all right, at all. Relationships will be the new currency. And so when you build your network as a woman in technology, you're able to have a handful of persons that can help you up the ladder of life even as you grow. Don't forget, I'm speaking about career growth as a woman in technology. So you must ensure that you build your network. So just the way I have been able, just the way I was invited to speak here, I wouldn't just allow my co-speakers go without connecting with them. I literally have to reach out to them, reach out to people that you know that it's not even easy for you. Be ready to reach out to them, be ready to speak to them, be ready to have a conversation with them, be ready to establish a relationship with them. That's what helps you grow even as you move up the ladder of life. Do not forget, once again, in the next century, relationships will be the new currency. Not money, not Ethereum, not Bitcoin, not Dogecoin, not all of that phenomenon, but relationships. So if you want to see yourself grow as a woman in tech, then you must be ready to build your network. And one more point just before I take your questions, just in case you have questions. Find a mentor. Find a mentor for yourself. I cannot underestimate the value of a mentor. I always have a career mentor. All through my life, all through my journey as a media personality in and outside the tech world, I always have a career mentor. Even when I was a tech presenter, a technology presenter on the radio, I had a tech mentor I was looking up to, who was also a presenter in tech. All right. So I didn't say, oh, because I am not into web design, or I'm not into data analysis, or I'm not into UI UX, then I do not need a mentor. I had somebody I looked up to, even as a tech presenter, even as I merged media with technology. So have a mentor for yourselves, women. Get somebody that would guide you, somebody that would hold your hand. A mentor is someone you can lean on, who can help shape your direction. So when it seems like you are having issues, or you want to transition from one aspect of technology to the other aspect of technology, or you want to transition from one part of your life to the other aspect of your life, or we've had a lot of people say they want to transition from this part of their life to technology, what you can do is, when you have a mentor holds your hand and helps you up the ladder of life. All right. So I'm going to reiterate my point again, just for anybody just joining. Number one point for how you can grow your career as a mentor. Number one, be willing to speak to your boss about it. Discuss your career growth with your boss. That is if you still work for somebody. But many tech ladies today are independent tech ladies. But if you still work for somebody, be willing to speak to your boss about it. Number two, invest in yourself. Do not be shy in investing in yourself. Do not slack on investing in yourself. It's very important. Number three, build your network. It's very important, because in the next century, relationships will be the new currency. And then finally, find yourself a mentor. If you can apply all of these 4 tips I just shared with you, I can assure you maximum growth your journey as a woman in tech. Thank you, everybody, and happy International Women's Day once again.
Thank you so much, Gloria. Thank you so much. That was really, really insightful. I picked up a lot of things from that, and I'll also be working with that. Thank you so much, Gloria. The questions will come after the other speakers have spoken, so please do well to stay with us, and then we'll take the questions together. Thank you very much. And also, guys, just to chip this in, you can follow other people on this app. So you can just follow people that are currently in the room and then follow you back. And you can please also follow Creath. Let's all connect. Thank you very much. Also, for people experiencing network issues, there's currently the Zoom option. So the link for that will also be dropped in the comment section. So people experiencing network issues can also join. Thank you very much. So next up, we'll be having Adora. Adora, please, can you hear me? Works at Microsoft, where she builds mixed reality on the cloud. She's also the vice president of the Nigerian chapter of VR/AR Association. Adora is also an author. She's written, she currently has a book, Beginning Azure for DevOps, and then you can always access that online. So guys, please let's give a round of applause for Adora as she speaks to us about navigating a career in tech. Thank you, Adora.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much. This is actually the first time I'm having an event in Spatial. This is actually my first experience in Spatial. I've never used it, so it's nice to be here. I unfortunately I don't have as much time because for people that don't know, I'm in school, so I have like assignments and things I need to rush to get back to. So this presentation is going to be short. And before we get right into it, I would want to quickly introduce myself. Thank you for reading my bio. Thank you so much. My name is Adora, and I'm a software engineer currently building mixed reality on the cloud at Microsoft. I'm also an author of 2 cloud books. I lead a bunch of tech communities, VR/AR Association on Stack. I volunteer for Open Source Africa. I give my time and my resources for She Code Africa. I'm also building my own community called Adora Hack Study Groups and a bunch of that as well. I do a lot of metaverse things at my job, building, like I said, mixed reality on cloud. And that implies basically building the metaverse infrastructure. That's what my job is about. So today I'm excited to talk to you about creating opportunities for women in both the tech industry and in the metaverse. And I work in that space, so it makes sense that I would choose to talk about something in that space. And with the increasing popularity of virtual reality, augmented reality, and other immersive technologies, like last year, Metaverse was the biggest buzzword, if not one. Was one of the biggest buzzwords, if not the biggest, until ChatGPT came along and stole our shine, right? But considering the popularity of these technologies, it is essential to ensure that women are represented and empowered in these emerging fields. So in this presentation, I will discuss the current state of women in tech and the metaverse, and I will talk about the challenges that, we face and the steps that will take a more inclusive and diverse industry. So I'll start with the state of women in tech and in the metaverse. Women are significantly represented in the tech industry, and the same holds for, when I say tech industry, I mean things like fintech, cloud computing, like other tech industries. Obviously, that women are significantly underrepresented there. Like if we have a 50 ratio in terms of population, in terms of the workforce, it is significantly lower, right? We're talking 1585 and things like that. And according to recent data, only about 22% of the AR/VR's industry workforce is actually female. So when I found out about that initially, I was quite shocked because I did some research and I got some data, and that was weird to me, right? Because I mean, and when we're talking about the meta, we're talking about the VR AR space, we're talking about the Web3 space, because you know that actually I'm talking about the Web3 space, the read write own web, right? The blockchain powered web. If we look at, and it's funny, right? Because I already know that there are a lot of initiatives around women communities in Web3, and this is still the case. So you know how bad it would have been if this community didn't even exist at all. So that as much as we're making progress, we still have a lot of work to do, right? So this lack of diversity is concerning to me, not only for ethical reasons, but also because of the industry's success. Diverse teams bring more creativity, innovations, and perspectives to the table, and it makes for better and more successful products. It makes for more inclusive products that people of all races and genders and demographics, can use and feel included in its design. I don't want mentorship, more sponsorship. Don't give us advice, give us money, give us opportunities. Because one thing I've also noticed is that a lot of times women are actually overtrained and underfunded. Everybody wants to give women advice. Nobody wants to plug them to opportunities or give them money to go start their own businesses. I'm like, okay, give us the things. Let's even check that the advice you gave us is even legit. Put us in practical positions to try and test out this advice that you've given us, right? And sponsorship is, like allyship in a way. It's like you are my prodigy, basically. I'm connecting you to advice. I'm connecting you to different things. I'm connecting you to opportunities that I find, and it's helping you, right? Things like that. We don't have as much of that, And difficulty in work-life balance. Men and women were different. Our bodies are different. Our roles outside of the office are different, right? We go through different things, even in like our anatomy, right? Like, I don't think men have to deal with period cramps monthly, right? I don't think men have to deal with pregnancy complications. I don't think men have to deal with the hormonal imbalance that can actually make your life go to shit. Like, there's so many things that we deal with biologically that people need to think about when they are also factoring policies for women in the workplace. And the truth is, women can actually, if you create the right policies, women are amazing creatures. We have the capacity to handle so much when we're not under stress or under pressure. When cortisol is not the major hormone that we're excreting, we actually have the ability to do a lot of things. Like, you'd see a woman that is a content creator and she's a super mom, she's an amazing wife, but she's still a lawyer, and like, she's doing all these things at the same time. So, like, she actually can do your work well if you create an enabling environment for her to do that work well. If you create that work-life balance for her to thrive, she will thrive, and your business will blossom because she will bring like fresh ideas. So these are some challenges that women are actually facing, right? So let me talk about the steps to empower women in tech and, in the metaverse industry. So that's where I'm talking about. So creating these opportunities and breaking these barriers for women in tech and the metaverse require a concerted effort from both companies and individuals. So it's not just let the companies do or let us do. Everybody has the responsibility to create an enabling environment for women to thrive. Women allies, and the different companies that these people work in, right? So I'm going to talk about some of them. We have to address the gender bias, right? Companies should adopt policies and programs that address gender bias, vision, and promote diversity in hiring and promotion. To create mentorship and sponsorship programs. Should create mentorship and sponsorship programs for women in tech and in the metaverse, connecting them with senior professionals who can provide guidance, provide support, plug them to opportunities within the company and outside of the company, help advocate for them when it's time for promotions, different things like that. Also need to promote work-life balance. We need to prioritize work-life balance by implementing flexible working arrangements, parental leave, period leaves, childcare benefits, work from home, like, different things that we can do to make these women easier, like their lives easier. Because even me, for example, before COVID, I used to work from the office. And I was so stressed, angry, Lagos traffic, everything would just annoy you. COVID, when I went home, I said, nope, I'm never going back. I became so productive, not just with my work, but with my entire day. A lot of things changed. During COVID was when all the promotions I've gotten in Microsoft, I've gotten them throughout the work from home era. The era before that, I just did, right? So it's important. We need to provide deep scholarships, some kind of apprenticeships or exchange programs, entry-level job opportunities. Like, it's not just about training women to learn about tech or the metaverse, right? We also need to plug them to opportunities that will let them apply what they've learned. So boot camps that simulates, real life work experience, or actual internships and apprenticeships are things we need to find, communities we need to create. And talking about communities, we also need to build more supportive communities. It's nice that you people are here. This is amazing. And we would like to see more of that. We would like to see this community grow, and we'd like to see more communities also bloom and, come from this as well. Communities are not just like, there could be beyond these sort of communities, right? That, you can use to build supportive networks and things like that. Even beyond these communities, you could also have a big company like employee resource groups. We have a lot of them at Microsoft, right? Affinity groups, professional associations, then the normal tech communities. These things are important. So I'm going to end with this. Creating opportunities for women in the metaverse is not only a matter of ethics, but also essential for the industry's success. By addressing gender bias, creating mentorship and sponsorship programs, promoting work-life balance, investing in education and training, and building supportive communities, we will be able to create a more inclusive and diverse industry. Thank you very much. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you learned something from it.
So much, Adora. Thank you very much. This was very enlightening. And yes, this is a new dimension to understanding that women do not just need mentorship, they also need sponsorship and a lot of policies in place to make life easier for them. Thank you so much for this short and very timely talk that you've given. So now we're going to have our last speaker, that's Deborah. Deborah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please tell me you can hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
My name is Deborah, and I am a Web3 enthusiast, a community builder, project manager, and content creator. So when I first learned about crypto, because that was like the first thing for me before understand this whole blockchain and Web3, it was crypto first, Bitcoin, and I knew that people were talking about the money they were making, cryptocurrency, how their investments was doing multiple X's and all of that. At first, learning about it was too technical for me, in that I didn't really understand anything in the tech space or how to go about that. So I tried investing, and without knowledge, of course, I lost because I didn't really get the motive of crypto and blockchain was trying to solve. But somehow I got really interested in technology, and I started learning about it. And I saw like tons of misconceptions, and and just really false information that was going around. So while I was learning, and I am still learning about this technology, I actually think nobody knows it all, because it is a new space. Blockchain Web3 is a new space, and we are all basically just experimenting here. We do not really understand what is next and what is going to be like the next buzz or the next big thing in this place. So while I am learning, what I do is that I tend to like debunk all this controversial information, all this myth that people are sharing about Web3, about blockchain. So I tend to do that with my video content to like teach my friends, teach people that are a part of my community what Web3 and blockchain is about. So during this process, I've been able to work with crypto projects. I've been able to work with Web3 projects, and I'm not going to say I have faced like too many issues because I am a woman, because Web3 allows us to be anonymous to an extent. Like if you're on Twitter, you can decide to be doxxed or not, unless you're creating video content where you have to like put your face or put yourself out there. People would basically not know that you are female. And I remember when Alina mentioned how she's constantly being addressed as male, as a guy. I think that is, in fact, it's really annoying, but then I'm kind of used to it, because everybody, if you want to get any message, any DM, they assume you are a man, and they address you as male. So my experience basically in this whole ecosystem is how it's really hard to get a mentor or to get someone that you can actually look up to, because sometimes I feel like even the women in the space are quite just focused on how they want to strive and be in better positions themselves, because they also find it very difficult to have people. There's actually really few women in these high positions that they would actually look up to or like seek advice from as well. So they are usually just focused on paving this way for themselves than even having time for other young people that are also coming up. So it's been like one of the major issues I've had. Personally, there need to be more supportive communities for women in Web3, because there's no how we can grow if if we don't have people that we have these conversations about our challenges with. If there's nobody we have if there's nobody that have had the experience that we're currently going through that can like give us words of encouragement or advice, or just tell us how to navigate this current situation that they've passed. The women are really focused on there, that being able to be young. So support be good for people and other people that are also learning and trying to like navigate through this ecosystem. So that's basically all I have to say, because you guys covered everything, literally, like every of the challenges, and you also mentioned the solutions. So yeah, just my experience. That's what I have to say. And thank you for the opportunity to be here with everyone else, because I've learned so much, and thank you for allowing me to be able to share as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you very much for sharing your experience. And yes, your experience is definitely how a lot of women trying out this space also feel. And then, especially when you do not, especially when you do not have guidance, you're just like doing a lot of things at the same time, and just feels like, oh, I'm just headed nowhere. I'm just like in a mix. So yes, I know that that's really a challenge that a lot of women face in the Web3 space. Thank you so much for that very insightful experience that you've shared. So we still have Alina here, we have Deborah, and we have Gloria. So if you have questions for them, you can please drop them in the chat. so that we can take your questions. And